5-year tradition of the National Wrestling Alliance against Vince Russo Sports Entertainment Extreme. You are looking live at the TNA Asylum, where tonight, the American Dream Dusty Rhodes joins forces with Vader to face the Harris brothers. But first up, it's time for the X Division Championship matchup. Making his way to the ring, Jason Cross, returning to NWA TNA. You know, he's been out for well over a month, Don, with a broken hand. We'll detail that as the match progresses, but this is quite an opportunity for Jason Cross as he challenges for the X Division gold. The defending champion, Kid Kash, joined by Trinity, and what an incredible team they've turned out to be.
What an incredible champion Mike Kid Kash is. Unbelievable victory last week against Paul London. Of course, an incredible victory. He took it from Sonny Stiaki, and he doesn't duck anybody. This is the third week in a row he's been in an X Division championship match.
And let's take a look as we see referee Rudy Charles display that X Division Championship belt at the X Factors. 13 years of experience for Kid Kash, just 6 for Jason Cross. We'll talk about the hand injury. The crossfire is an incredible move. That shooting star leg drop, but Kid Kash can beat you with so many different variations of the Hurricane Ranas. And let's go to the ring and Jeremy Borash for the introductions.
The following contest is sanctioned by the National Wrestling Alliance and is for the NWA X Division Championship of the World. Introducing first the challenger from Macon, Georgia, weighing in at 210 pounds, this is Jason Cross.
It was back on January the 15th in a matchup against David Young that Jason Cross suffered a broken hand. Been out over 5 weeks, but now he's back and in the role of the challenger.
And introducing, first of all, being accompanied to the ring by Trinity. He weighs in at 206 pounds. From Johnston City, Tennessee, he is the current, reigning, and defending X Division champion of the world. This is Kid Kash.
Don, would you think it's safe to say that the X Division is back here in NWA TNA, especially with what we've seen in the past weeks with Kid Kash as champion, including that matchup that you talked about last week against Paul London? Just incredible. We expect similar things tonight here with Kash and Jason Cross. And while we're talking about incredible matches, let's also refer back. We saw the highlights at the top of the broadcast.
Oh, absolutely.
What an incredible NWA World's Heavyweight Championship match last week. Jeff Jarrett defending and retaining that title belt against AJ Styles.
Mike, it was the greatest match I think I've seen, heavyweight match, especially in NWA TNA, since we, it started. And incredible, but I'm still wondering what was going on with Vince Russo being there at Jeff's house in his driveway. What happened when Jeff went home? We've got to answer these questions, Mike.
Yeah, we certainly expect to hear from both Vince Russo and Jeff Jarrett as to the fallout of that meeting that, when we saw Russo in the truck at Jeff Jarrett's house. Can't wait to hear from both sides and see what they have to say as Jason Cross goes to the monkey flip.
I'll tell you what, Mike, it is so good to see Jason Cross back. And I'll tell you something, I was talking to him before the match tonight. He told me he was a little nervous. This is his first match since he broke his hand in the match against David Young 5-6 weeks ago, and he is fired up. He cannot believe that not only is he back, he's back in an X Division Championship match, but he earned it, and he deserved it. And once he got his hand healed, TNA let him back in, and he's right there against Kid Kash tonight.
And you see the mutual respect shown by the champion Kid Kash and the challenger Jason Cross with the handshake after the great exchange of moves.
It feels like a little class has been brought back into the X Division. Don't you feel that way? That after the London Kash match last week, what we're seeing right now is just great athletes, great competitors out there.
Great to have that
not about
emphasis.
the politics.
Right, great to have that emphasis back on the incredible in-ring action here with NWA TNA.
Well, I'll tell you something, you made the comment so many times, and it's so true. How Kid Kash has grown in this company since Trinity has joined him by his side, and absolutely the same thing with her. I mean, what a difference she's made in WATNA. Just a great combo those two are.
Really has been the perfect pairing as we see Jason Cross hit the super kick and takes Kid Kash down to the mat, gonna roll him over and try for the pin. He gets the cover, gets 2. Referee Rudy Charles says only 2. Back to the offensive. Goes cross, measures, catches him with the right hand, sends him off into the ropes. Counter attempt by Kid Kash, and he's countered right back by Cross, takes him over to the ring apron. Caught him with the forearm.
Oh, beautiful kick there by Cross.
Standing drop kick sends Kid Kash out to the floor.
Beautiful
Jason
kick.
Cross, will he fly? Setting up Kid Kash, here comes the timing of the move.
There it is, beautiful timing.
Goes slingshot that time, goes airborne, crashing into Kid Kash on the arena floor.
The X Division is back, Mike. The X Division is back. And again, Mike, I still am dying to know if we're going to hear from Vince Russo or Jeff Jarrett and find out what is going on between them two. There's such a history, I know, between them two.
Oh, goes for the smash mouth. Answered by Cross, able to second. And he caught him with the smash mouth out of nowhere. We saw last week where Paul London had scouted the move. Jason Cross had scouted it as well, but Kid Kash added a little different twist this week.
Almost like he was ready for him to do it.
Yeah, you're right. We've talked about it several times already, but we need to reinforce it once more. What is the fallout from that meeting at Jeff Jarrett's house? Vince Russo, Jeff Jarrett, we expect to hear from both of those individuals during tonight's 2-hour broadcast. Kid Kash brings him back into the ring, quickly springs to the top rope.
Oh, beautiful!
Clothesline 3/4 of the way across the ring. Pin attempt, legs hooked and gets a 2 count.
I'll tell you something, you knew it was going to be exciting, and it doesn't, you know, Jason Cross doesn't even look rusty at all, Mike.
Yeah, not showing any real damage, not favoring the hand. You can see that he's got it wrapped. But other than that, hasn't stopped him to this point.
I'll tell you something. You know, you were talking, we were talking about the X Division. I was trying to think of who's held the title the longest. And you know, something about the X Division is there's such great athletes and such great competition. I don't think anybody's been able to keep the title for over a couple of months.
Right, 2 months, just a little over 2 months. Sonny Siaki held the championship belt, and that's the longest reign. Incredible parity in the X Division. Great competition in the X Division as well, as we see the challenger, Jason Cross, going back to the offensive, doing quite well here against Kid Kash.
Mike, another thing I'm looking forward to is, oh, beautiful there. Beautiful by Jason Cross.
And remember that high-risk top rope move that Jason Cross can use, the crossfire, that shooting star leg drop. Tries a pin attempt here, and again another 2 count.
Oh, that's a thing of beauty when he gets it just right. Another thing I was talking about, Mike, is later on tonight, Dusty Rhodes and Vader are teaming up against a couple of Russo cronies, the Harris twins.
First time ever that the American Dream and Vader, the man who's held more world championship belts for more organizations and in more countries than any other wrestler in history, first time ever that they will tag team. You'll see it tonight, later tonight here on NWA TNA when they face, you're right, Ron and Don, Big Ron and Heavy D, the Harris brothers of Sports Entertainment Extreme. Great balance, great agility by Kid Kash to land on his feet. Back to the offensive with a boot to the midsection. Going to take him up. Fisherman style. Dropped him on his knee. Cover. 2. Got the shoulder up.
Very similar to the move that Jeff Jarrett did on AJ Styles in that great championship match last week.
Kash sends Cross off into the corner. Able to duck the clothesline. Cross with the kick. Enziguri to the back of the head. Down goes the champ. Slow to cover is Jason Cross. Caught him with the enziguri, does not follow up with a pin. Instead, it looks like he is going high risk, top rope. Could it be?
Could it be the crossfire?
Shooting star leg drop is what he loves to use, perched up on the top.
Folks, keep your eyes on this. Oh!
That was the move, but he didn't hit it. We talked about well scouted. Kid Kash was ready. Kid Kash was prepared.
Oh my God, beautiful!
Double springboard. Caught the Hurricane Rana.
Beautiful!
Dropped him down with the DDT for 1, for 2.
Kash is still jammed.
The winner of the match, Kid Kash.
Kash is king. Still king of the NWA X Division. And I understand that we're going to take another look.
Look at this.
Check this. Double springboard.
Perfect.
Into the Hurricane Rana.
Boy, you can just see Jason Cross's head like a rag doll, just looking Look at this. Here it is again. What crossed his head there, man? And then right back.
Perfect follow-up. Drives him down with that 360 DDT. There's the pin. There's the win.
Welcome back to TNA, Jason Cross.
Yeah, welcome back to the X Division as well here on NWA TNA. The victorious champion, Kid Kash and Trinity. And now I understand that Goldilocks is standing by in the back. I think she's waiting on Jeff Jarrett. Goldilocks.
Jeff, look, it's been a week. No one's been able to contact you. Can you just let us know what happened when Vince Russo showed up at your house? Well, Jeff, come on, please, just a couple of words. Nothing.